Mayor, thank you again for checking in with us. And I'd like to begin with the subject of the city manager's position and this critical transition that you all will be going through over the next couple of weeks, if not months. Could you give us an update and where we are on that front?
Certainly, we're last night we had a meeting and we got direction in terms of next steps. We're going to be hiring David Deutsch, who helped with the last search. He'll be helping us with this one. I asked that the commissioners, because they each appoint a member to the selection committee, review committee that I had as mayor, asked them to start thinking about who would be good candidates for that. We don't want to necessarily have those people appointed now, but because we don't know how long the search is going to take. But with David Deutsch, I mean, he's done this before. He is very good at it. He'll be starting and really has started already in terms of putting materials together that I reviewed and we're going to be talking about to get in final form. And at the same time, actually, he's going to be helping us with a search for a director of planning and zoning. The last search did not result in our being able to find somebody who the hiring group felt was appropriate. So we're going to go back and start that again. So we're heading in the right direction there. We have hired a financial director to replace Deborah, who passed away most unfortunately in December. So he's on board already, working to help develop the budget for the coming year. So we're in good shape there.
Mayor, as you know, we lost the city manager due to the problems with CWDI of Cambrige Harbor, and most of my questions are going to be about that. The last session they had, you were sitting in as representing Cambrige, as your right to do, but when they went into closed session at CWDI, Executive Director Matt Leonard wouldn't allow you to attend. My question is, is that illegal? And if so, what can you do about it?
Well, that's a good question. And that's a question that I have had and I've talked with counsel about, and I'll leave it there for right now.
Looking again at the way forward, how does the city continue to have dialogue with the Waterfront Development Corporation? Well,
I've had ongoing conversations with Matt Leonard. He and I are, not we know each other. We're friends. We have open discussions about the concerns that I have, and discussed about the issues that are have bubbled up in the past about Cambrige Harbor. And it's all part of a process that we are going through to see if we can get to a place where where and how and when the property will be developed. Right now, the real prime issue is the hotel. And if I understand that correctly, they are in either negotiation with a hotel developer, may have or are negotiating a contract. I don't know the details of that at this juncture, but I assume it would be one that would give the hotel developer some months to look at the details of how that would be developed, make sure about zoning, all that sort of thing. but that is not part of the concern about the TIF financing. It's not involved with that at all. What I want to do is let them get that done and solved and resolved, and hopefully the developer on board, because we're all interested and eager for that to happen.
Mayor, you said I guess in January, you had an email exchange with city manager Tom Carroll. You were saying that CWDI seems intent on owning and managing Cambrige Harbor itself forever, rather than hiring a developer, and that approach would create two Cambridges. How so?
Were they to accomplish that and wind up running there's some retail space there they were talking about running, renting out, etc. The city and would sort of be out of being totally involved with and have oversight of the public property and the open space. And when we passed or created CWDI, which the city did, and CWDI is a committee or a commission or an organ of the city. Our intention was, or certainly my intention was, because I was on city council then, that they would be our agent in working with developers. And they have taken apparently a different tact on that, about which we have been having and will continue to have discussions.
Mayor, a lot of people are paying attention now because of the resignation to some of the issues with CWDI. I was interested, what can citizens do to intervene in the direction CWDI seems to be taking, namely to cast aside professional developers and act as their own development company? What are areas citizens can get involved in?
Well, certainly the citizens have the right to come to city council meetings and express themselves. They have the right to go to the CWDI meetings and express themselves. I think that is individual contact with the different commissioners and with me is likewise the way to do it. The concern that I think has popped up is that we're about to do all this stuff that Tom Carroll has raised issues about and concerns about, and that Chuck McFadden raised last night and in his spy article. Well, we're nowhere near undertaking any of the things that there's concerns about. Those are still things to be discussed, to be ironed out, to be negotiated, to be thrown out, to be accepted. That's all part of a negotiating process that we have to do, not in public, because I'm sure you wouldn't negotiate the purchase or sale of your house out in the middle of the block, telling everybody what's going on. Well, in the same way, we have to have some level of confidentiality in order to ensure that rumors don't get started or stories don't get blown out of proportion or whatever, so that we can get the development done in the best way and the right way, and the way that doesn't impose undue burdens on our taxpayers, which is clearly the concern that Tom had, and certainly is a concern I have.
I was just curious if there's hope that we'll get somebody as good as Tom has been for the city. I know there's hope, but I think he was a real find, wasn't he?
He was and is. I mean, he's Lexington, Virginia is lucky to get him, and we were lucky to have him for 2 years. And I think the fact of his having been here for that period of time puts us in a much better place to find the next city manager. I'm writing something for the Dorchester Star about how our community here resists change, and in contrast, the change that we've been able to make since 2015, because we've had city managers, and in particular with Tom, the change in just 2 years. I mean, restructured our government. You know, our government got new staff leadership. If you remember when Odie Wheeler left, I mean, we had Odie Wheeler as the staff leadership. There was really nobody else other than the police chief that was, doing the day-to-day running of our government. So we have an assistant city manager. We have, other than planning and zoning, we've got the top people and all the other important parts of the staff. We've got terrific staff that are really committed to Cambrige and have been working hard and have been recognized, not as much as we maybe should, but what we have done, what we can do is we've been giving them recognition, we've been giving them raises, we've been redescribing the job that they do so that as they develop in their talents, they're able to be paid more. So a lot of things. We've done a summer works program. I remember when I was for the kids, when I was on city council, I was trying to get money for something for the summer for kids. And the most I could even get hope for was, I think it was $25,000 that then went out the door to, the library and a couple of nonprofits to provide some summer, summer reading programs for kids. That was about it.
Yeah.
But we're doing a lot more in that regard. We got, you look at what Larry White has done with the shoreline resilience and the funding that has come from the state and federal government for that. I mean, this city is so much more advanced. Certainly not there, certainly not perfect, but so much further along because of Tom. And in terms of a new city manager, I think someone would come in and go, wow, okay, I don't have to do all the heavy lifting here to get us where we are, which Tom did, number one.
No.
And certainly CWDI is an issue that he or she will need to address as part of what we're doing. But Tom has done a lot of the work there, and we've gotten our advice from professionals about those issues. So we know what we're doing in regard to that particular issue as well. In Cambridge, Maryland, we have a weak mayor form of government. I have no votes in any of this. The commissioners are the one who make the decisions about what the city will do or not do. What I do have is I am a member of the CWDI Corporation, which means that as a representative of the city, I am like the stockholder. I am the owner, not in reality, but because the city is the owner. But I am the person who can make decisions regarding our relationship with CWDI.
Yeah.
That's why I'm at those meetings now, because before the city manager and county manager were ex officio members, and they changed the bylaws so that they no longer were there. So I'm there to make sure I understand what's going on with CWDI. And again, Matt Leonard and I have good conversations about he fills me in on what they're thinking about and what they're doing, not all the, the specifics and details, but he keeps me apprised of what they're doing. And what I want to do is make sure that we are able to make this development one that is successful, affordable, and not a burden on the taxpayers of the city of Cambridge.
Thank you, Mayor, for your candidness, and we look forward to our next check-in.